Coach Prime back in the headlines once again. A new coach is on his way to Boulder. Recruiting updates, new NIL for Colorado, and so much more, all coming at you next. What's up, everyone, and welcome to Buffs News Weekly, your weekly recap of all University of Colorado football news. I am your host, Russ Dornish. Make sure to hit that like, of course, comment, and subscribe as we are on the trail for 1,000 subscribers. So, let's jump right in. Well, he fulfilled his promise. Coach Sapp is on his way to Boulder, posting on his Instagram wearing Buffs gear and boarding a flight to Colorado. We reported back in February, per an interview with Sapp, that he would be joining the Buffs in March. Many, including us, interpreted this as Sapp joining the team for the spring season. However, when spring started and Sapp wasn't there, many believed that he may not be coming after all. Plenty in the media and other fan bases would point out and say he was never coming at all. Well, it looks like Coach Sapp is indeed headed to Boulder, and with only a day to spare in the month of March. Sapp also revealed a change in title in his Instagram comments to Senior Quality Control Analyst. Now, this is a change from his original grad assistant role that he said he would have. But recent possible changes being looked at by the NCAA may have made this more possible. In the last several days, it appears the NCAA is once again trying to expand the coaching limit for teams, which would allow analysts on staff to coach on the field. Part of the reason for this change, of course, stems from the fact that most teams are already breaking this rule, and the NCAA has realized it is impossible to enforce. They did try to pass this last year, but were unsuccessful. If they can get it going quick enough, it sounds like it could be approved for the 2024 season and allow guys like Sapp the ability to coach on the field during games and other times officially. This, of course, would be a massive benefit to Colorado, with Coach Prime's connections with ex-players and coaches, leaving the potential for more to head to Boulder to help out in official capacities. Do we hear a certain Coach Ocho Cinco on the horizon? We are excited for Coach Sapp to get on the field coaching when the team resumes spring practice tomorrow. We also broke the news that Sapp was arriving in Colorado over on Twitter, so make sure you guys check us out and follow the account for up-to-date information as it happens. Well, Coach Prime is once again drawing the scrutiny of the media. As we reported last week when Coach discussed his recruiting tactics and the fact that he did not want to do in-home visits, he was met with backlash amongst the college football media. Well, this week he is back in the headlines and talk circuit sports all around as Coach Prime revealed some interesting info on the $1 Million Worth of Game podcast. Joining his friends Gillian Wallow, Coach Prime had this to say. Of course, this has caused an uproar in the media with headlines trashing Prime for saying that he will dictate where his sons go to play. Here's the thing we need to realize. Players like Eli and also John Elway, who did the same thing, were in positions to leverage both their talent and off-the-field abilities with their decision-making on where they went. It worked out for both of them and will most likely work out again for the Sanders. We have seen time and time again promising quarterbacks ruined by inept organizations in the NFL, and it's a wonder why more players haven't done this up to this point. With NIL and the ability to make good money in college, one has to wonder if this could become the norm here in the near future. What are your thoughts on this, and do you think that more players may end up doing this here fairly soon? In other massive news for Colorado this past week, the university announced a consolidation of their two NIL organizations, the 5430 Foundation and the Buffs for Life Collective, will become the 5430 Alliance. The athletics program has also created a budget goal of $8 million per year, and the new organization will support all athletics. This new organization allows for membership with special perks, and fans can either pledge monthly or pay up front annually, as well as, of course, do one-off donations. The new monthly membership also will allow fans to direct where the money goes in up to 2 programs at the same time. Rick George, the Colorado athletic director, had this to say about the new organization, and I quote, "NIL is a critical component of our athletics programs as we support our student athletes and compete for national championships. 5430 Alliance ushers in a new chapter of NIL at Colorado and allows all our fans and alumni to support our student athletes through one avenue. We encourage every supporter of the Buffs community to pledge their support to the 5430 Alliance," end quote. Now, Coach Prime was instrumental in the restructuring goals, as both he and Rick George want Colorado competing with the top college programs in the nation for the best student athletes. It's time for the weekly recruiting update for the Buffs. As the spring game draws near, the list of recruiting visitors continues to grow, and Colorado will be the center of the college football universe at the end of April. Leading up to and during the spring weekend, Colorado has received even more visits, including 3-star quarterback Jaron Sagapolutole, 4-star defensive end Javion Hilson, 4-star edge Jesse Harold, 3-star wide receiver Elisha Durham, amongst several others, plus our previously announced recruits from prior episodes. Seems almost every day we find out about another visitor to Colorado. It seems that Coach Prime requiring players to visit him rather than the other way around seems to be working out just fine.
What about me would make you think that I care about your opinion of me? Your opinion of me is not the opinion that I have of myself.
Colorado also got a surprise commit of a 2024 recruit that seems to have gone under the radar of most teams. 2024 cornerback Ben Boozy committed to Coach Prime in Colorado this past week. Boozy hails from Naples, Florida, and is listed at 6'1", 180 pounds. Boozy in his junior year recorded 25 tackles, 8 PBUs, 1 interception, and 1 forced fumble. Now, Boozy jumps off of his tape as a strong tackler and even harder hitting cornerback. We want to congratulate Boozy on committing to Colorado and can't wait to see what he does as a Buff. Now, in transfer news, it seems that transfer edge Philip Bleedy from Indiana will make a visit out to Boulder sometime this month. The 6'3", 295-pound defensive lineman had 39 tackles, 6 tackles for a loss, and 2 sacks during his time at Indiana, and will transfer as a graduate transfer. With Khalil Benson on the team, you have to imagine that connection has peaked for Bleedy's interest in Colorado. That's all for this week. Thank you so much for tuning in. Make sure to comment, hit that like button, and of course, subscribe if you like what we are doing here. Until next time, for Buffs News Weekly, I'm Russ Dornish. Sco Buffs!